Hey, I'm Dr. Maisha, Stress Free Mom MD, and by now, your free download should be on its way to your inbox. So, in the next few minutes, you're going to check your email and make sure it's there, and then you'll go ahead and click to download. But in the meantime, I want to acknowledge you for taking this first step. You're obviously here because you're interested in learning how our moms in medicine reclaim their nights and weekends while creating a career they love in 90 days without sacrificing their income. Now, look, I know you're busy and you're probably on the go as we speak, but if you just stick with me the next few minutes to listen, I know you'll find what I'm going to share worth your time. Now I'm going to walk you through the 3 steps that it takes to reclaim your nights and weekends and create your ideal career in just 90 days using this 3-step blueprint. And then I'm going to show you where this falls in the bigger picture of burnout. So if you're listening to this, you're probably exhausted, overwhelmed, and frustrated. You're not getting time for yourself, and that's a problem, much less quality time you want with your family. And that's really a problem. You're likely enduring late nights at the office, and you may even be bringing work home with you, staying up to the wee hours of night, finishing the notes from the day, and sometimes even for the week. So time for self is just non-existent. And date night? Psh, don't even talk about that. For you, balance may seem like this impossible fantasy. So what do? You strive to survive. And you may be saying, well, I've tried to create balance and haven't been successful. Or I've tried and I made some progress, but I've hit a wall. Either way, if you're here, you're still on the hamster wheel. And maybe you're wondering if it's even worth it anymore. The problem is if you don't have a proven system, a framework, and let's face it, what the big healthcare organizations are out there trying to do for burnout, while admirable, they're really missing the mark. But this 3-step blueprint that I'm going to walk you through has proven results that will take you from frustration to freedom. Now, before we jump right in, let me take a moment to introduce myself in case you don't know who I am. Like I said earlier, I'm Dr. Maisha Claiborne. I'm Stress Free Mom MD, and I help moms in medicine just like you reclaim their time in 90 days or less so they can do the things they love with the people they love, renew passion for their career, and live life on their terms. I'm also the Associate Clinical Professor for Morehouse School of Medicine. I've done multiple trainings on burnout, from hospital systems to medical associations and societies to large conferences like the International Conference on Physician Health. Here's the thing, I know what it's like to be a mom in medicine. I'm a board-certified family physician and practiced for 14 years. And in that time, I've worked in all manner of types of practices, from corporate to large group, small group, urgent care, locums tenens, and most recently, the solo practice that I've successfully run for the last 10 years. But most importantly, I'm a mom, and I've experienced burnout twice in my career. And so I not only know what it feels like to be on the hamster wheel, I know the vision, the mindset, and the skill set it takes to get off and create a life by design rather than by default. So let's jump in. One of the biggest problems that I've found in my work with doc moms that leads to the overwhelm, exhaustion, and frustration is the diminished capacity for how to establish workability, communicate needs effectively, and create sustainable systems that actually work. Unbeknownst to most people, this is actually a learned skill rather than something we are born with. So for all you doc moms out there saying, oh, I should be able to do this on my own, you can lighten up on yourself, okay? Now, as I've coached women and doc moms experiencing burnout over the years, I've drummed the process of achieving balance to these 3 steps: vision, mindset, and skill set. Let's break that down and see why this is important. First, in creating vision, you need to be willing to deep dive into your life to get to the root cause of what's not working. If you don't know what's working, you don't know what problem you're solving. Then you have to uncover your dreams, what you really want. Because if you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. From there, you can begin to build and create foundational steps. But then there's the mindset. And perhaps the most challenging part is undoing the conditioning that we've been exposed to in our field since the time we entered training. And so you have to undo that conditioning and replace it with new thought and empowering actions before you can begin to transform outcomes in your life. Finally comes the skill set, the workability, the communication, and the systems. You first have to establish workability in the home and workspace before you can begin to create anything new. And in creating workability and learning to communicate with laser precision, you can then create sustainable systems that allow you to then have the time, the clarity of mind, and the physical energy to expand your fulfillment to the next level, whether that means in your job, your career, or your life. These 3 steps have a huge impact, not only on the fulfillment of your career, but in the relationship with yourself and the people in your life. Let me share an example. One of my doc moms, Dr. J, when she came to me, felt like she was completely burned out in her career. A medical director in a large health organization, she was just going through the motions. She was tapped out and unfulfilled. Furthermore, at home, she was getting a lot of practice in putting herself last, feeling a lot of added and self-imposed pressure of being a great mom and a wife was affecting her ability to be fully present with her family. So we took her through this framework and she got some amazing results very quickly. Within 6 months of working together, Dr. J happily came to the decision that it was time to transition from clinical medicine altogether. She went on to obtain her coaching certification and began building a company of her own, helping others to find balance as she had done. So, going deep and discovering her vision, transforming her mindset, and empowering her skill set gave her the clarity she needed to realize that she wanted to move into a career that she would ultimately find more fulfilling and more in line with her values. She said this to me: "When I first came to you, I was only expecting us to work on my career. However, what I didn't expect was a significant impact our work would have on my relationship with myself and my family." So by now you may be wondering, okay, now I know what I need to do, but how do I apply this to my own life? Well, whether you're wanting to venture into a new career, change jobs, or simply find balance, these types of results, they're available to you. My team and I have set aside some time in the next few weeks to speak with you personally about how you can apply this blueprint to your life and your career starting today. I showed you these 3 steps, which is a piece of the puzzle. But the truth is, everyone's life and everyone's situation is different and unique. And you need to know how to apply these steps to your life individually. And that's what this call is for. On the call, we'll look at what's not working in your practice and your life, how it's impacting you and the people around you. Then I'll give you a strategy of how you can get from where you are to where you want to be. And if you want me to help you with that strategy and we think it's a good fit, then we may invite you to become a part of the Stress-Free Mom MD Inner Circle. And look, the cost of this call is absolutely free. But here's the catch. This call isn't for everyone. This call is for moms in medicine who absolutely are ready for a change now, who operate with high integrity, who know that they're at the source of their lives, even if it sometimes feels like they're at the effect, who are action takers, committed to doing whatever it takes to get the results you say you want, and who are willing to invest in themselves to get the life they want. But who this call is not for, those who have no interest in seeing possibility, those who are not willing to be honest about the real impact your current circumstances having on your life and the life of others around you. It's not for those who only want to blame others for their unworkability, and it's not for tire kickers, those who say they want something different, but are not really ready to take action and invest the time and the energy to get the life they say they want. So why am I doing this? As a physician mom, I know the frustration of demanding schedules and patience of bosses who don't really care what's going on with you outside of the office. I also understand the sadness and the guilt that comes with missing quality time with your children and your spouse. And sure, you could try the DIY approach. I know we physicians, we're all, we, I know we physicians, we can be, I can do all, right? I know we physicians, we have a tendency towards, I can do it all by myself. We don't need nobody's help, right? And yes, you may make some changes, but significant results would likely take months without the proper mindset, guidance, and skill set in place. That's because the truth is this: having downloaded this framework is a great start. But what we talked about is a piece of a bigger puzzle. And when you can see the whole puzzle, the possibility of achieving long-term balance becomes more of an actuality rather than a fantasy. So you have a choice: do it yourself and take the scenic route, or take the express train with a proven framework. Look, Einstein once said, no problem can be solved from the same consciousness level that created it. And when it comes to applying knowledge to our own problems, knowing makes no difference. So you can keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different results, or you can stop trying to reinvent the wheel and get further, faster with a little mentorship, because you can theoretically know what to do to make changes, and you may even take actions based on some of that knowledge. You may find another job, you may make changes in your household, but unless you get to the root cause of what's in between you and effective action, you'll continue to fall back into old habits, leading you to the very suffering that you were attempting to extinguish in the first place. That's because you have blind spots. We all do. When you're the fish in water, it's really hard to see the forest for the trees. But when you get a second opinion from a mentor, you're getting someone to listen to you with fresh ears and look at your circumstances with fresh eyes without blame, shame, or judgment. A coach hears and sees things you may not necessarily see and can give you a different perspective you may not have thought about before. And that's what speeds up the process of getting results. So you can take this information I gave you and you can forget about it. It could be just another bit of information. And if you do that, you're likely to stay stuck exactly where you are. You may continue to be exhausted, to hate your job, to be overwhelmed and stressed. You may continue to miss out on time with your family. You may continue to be on that hamster wheel. Or you could create a life of your design. Reclaim that time with your family. Reconnect with your spouse. And stop feeling guilty about taking time for yourself when you need it. All you have to do is click the link below to schedule your free breakthrough call now. Now, when you click the link, you'll be directed to our booking page. You just pick the dates and times that work for you, and then you'll be directed to a short pre-discovery application that just takes a few minutes to fill out. This step is super important because it will not only help you to get the biggest value out of the call, but it'll communicate your commitment level to shifting your life. So fill out the pre-discovery application and you'll be all set for the call. Now look, by now, if you're still on the fence, quit tire kicking. You're obviously interested. So go ahead and click the link and jump in. Book your call, and I look forward to helping you start your journey to more time, freedom, and peace of mind. Until then, keep breathing and have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.